Before we get to it, 2 leaders, 2 opportunists, 1 sprinter. We're going to talk about that during the show. Yeah, so since you guys are staring at your notes while I do the so important sponsor reads like this. Before we begin, sponsor mentions from some of our great supporters, and I mean great supporters. Muck Off. Get and keep your hopefully second love of your life clean and maintained.
Second?
Yeah, because if it's your first, that's okay. Somewhere out there, there's someone for you. Muck Off is the cure for everything dirty and needing lube. Man, this is sounding naughty, but it isn't. Well, dirty is actually what Muck Off deals with. You know what I mean. Muck Off is the solution, you filthy people. Use the link at packfiller.com. Scratch Lab. Summer is here along with new flavors from Scratch. Try the salted margarita yet? I haven't yet, but I desperately need to. It sounds like a perfect summer cocktail that will actually hydrate until the tequila hits. But would it kind of balance itself out because tequila dehydrates? And Dr. David, would electrolytes and all that benefit negate the tequila? Lie to me.
Yes.
Thank you. Cucumber Lime is the second new offering. Next doctor to the President of the United States, David Weibels, which means you need to get your butt to scratchlabs.com today. NordVPN is our third and final. Catch all the races without surfing the dark web or whatever back alley method you have been using. Secure your online network without breaking the bank. NordVPN is the solution to all your online activities. Use our link to get started today, just in time for the tour. Let's play
2
bikes.
opportunists.
2 leaders. 1 sprinter. Is that owie on your forearm or part of the incident we shall be discussing?
That's the least of it.
Really? Back?
Looking a little lopsided.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting sideways, basically on just my right cheek right now. And
That sucks.
yeah.
I'm going to get into this. We are just 4 days away from the start of the Tour de France. For those who are counting, also for those counting, welcome to the 436th episode of the Packfiller Cycling Podcast. We are live at packfiller.com as well as our YouTube channel. It is the tour time, which means we have a lot of opinions and predictions to get through. But first, with all proper events, the prologue to see who's present. I wish the tour had a prologue. They stopped doing that a while ago. And it upsets me.
Oh, yeah.
I keep thinking of like Thierry Marie as the prologue specialist.
He was,
yeah, with the pharynx in the back of his body. Cool times. Gentlemen, your question for tonight. What is the useless superpower that you have? I give a pause there because Sam was giving an orgasm face off of his first sip of beer.
That's good.
Which one is that?
Now I know why your wife has the lights off.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
First off, he is always racing, even when he's in Zone 2. Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah.
That Zone 2 ride this weekend was still, it wasn't that bad, but it was still, there was still some energy put into it, and I liked it. Paul, what's a superpower you feel you possess?
I can fill in, conversation gaps. I have this unbelievable ability to fill in gaps, no matter who I'm talking to.
Because you're a great storyteller.
Yeah.
I know, but they don't want to listen to me. I just fill in the gaps.
Wow.
It's
So, if I were in mid sentence and I went, and then next thing I knew she.
Well, now who are you talking about?
Okay.
Because I had this one girl who was like, I knew that
was amazing.
Okay, so you switch. You kind of take it in another direction.
Well, it's all about me. So
I am so bad at those quiet moments especially conversations with people I really don't want to be around. And I don't mean, in social gatherings, when you're with people and you're like, so, hey, how are things? I hate small talk. My wife's really good at it. You're good at that.
If you open up with small talk, you're going to hear my life story.
Okay. See, that's good. That's a gift.
Well, I don't know. I think some of the people that I do inspections for are like pointing to the door at a certain point. It's like, dude, don't you have more inspections to do?
I saw a social media post today that said, if I say that's amazing 2 times in a row, you need to end your conversation.
That's
Ah.
a
Stop
good
your
litmus
story.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next off, he is willing to sacrifice his butt cheek to give stranger proper directions. Mr.
God.
Sam Waples.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Dude.
This series of unfortunate events. Like
Yeah.
it's just I was just when I was laying there, I was just thinking this is stupid.
I just watched the joy escape your body.
Yeah.
It was like, it's like one of those Harry Potter things where, the Dementor sucking the joy from your body. I just watched it go out through the top of your head when you hit the dirt.
Yeah.
Not the dirt, the ground.
Yeah, the pavement. Yeah.
First of all,
superpower?
I am going to ask you about the whole thing, but what's your superpower?
I'm not a very gifted person. I think
The first honest thing you've said in like 2
I was going to say,
years.
it isn't humility.
I would disagree because I have a sister
Yeah.
and my mom who visited him at his place of business, and they like rant and rave.
Really?
PT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking like skills that I do my trade for, like biomechanics, I'm very like I have an eye for like seeing, like how you're moving and analyzing that to be, whatever maybe it would be. But I feel like that's also just kind of the trade.
No, I think there's people in the trade that don't have that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm really good at a lot of things. Really average. Sorry, that's what I meant. Really average at a lot of things. Yeah. No superpower.
Good at everything,
Yeah.
master of nothing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really sad. No, it's all right. And next off, he's still not sure if Peter Sagan is in the tour or not. Mr. David Waples. He's got the list in front of him.
He's not verified.
He is racing the road right now, though.
Do you know what team
He
he's
is
on right
racing the road
now?
No.
Pierre Baguette.
Oh, again.
It's like, hey, give me back my baguette. Fuck you, take my baguette from me. Give it back, asshole. David, what's your superpower besides hair growth?
I thought you were going to say besides clearing a room.
Because he's fresh off of a ride. I can smell from here.
Are you
I was
stinky?
talking about my ass, but
Is he stinky? Oh,
apparently you can
baseline.
smell- Yeah, that baseline.
okay.
I think that it would be. I have an uncanny ability to connect with like women between 60 and 80 years old. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
All right.
That's real.
Hey, that's my
What
category.
is it that
Tell me your
people-
secret.
What is it people say about you that you're like disarmingly charming or something like that?
Yeah, but they also called me the preferred provider for women ages 60 to 80 at one point.
Wow. Don't they have a term
That's
for
my
that
age
somewhere?
group. Why don't you share some of your secrets?
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny. That's like the majority of my clientele. Those are the ones I get along with best.
Yeah, I realized when I went in for PT that I'm like, holy shit, I got to get out of here because I this is the place
You're
for old
aging
people.
as you're there, yeah.
It did help though. Next off, he's willing to give away his district champions jersey to race with the big boys, Mr. Jackson
Yeah.
Bolger.
I mean, if I cross the line first, technically, I did participate in the race, which makes it mine.
Yep.
So
Mine.
that's
Just
how
give
it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
My superpower, are we talking use of superpowers or real superpowers?
Yes. Either.
Okay.
Mine's useless. You know mine.
Well, and it is weirdly generational. So I won't
You
say
do the
that.
same thing.
I do. Happens a
what?
lot.
You're shitting me.
Weirdly a lot.
You could say it.
No, I'm not gonna
Okay.
take your thunder.
Shit, everybody watch out. Everybody watch out.
What, you guys can poop the alphabet or something?
No, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, I
though.
know.
I don't.
By sound.
Can you tie a cherry stem into a knot?
That'd be
My
With your
wife
tongue.
can.
weirdly erotic.
Can't you really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
I think my superpower is that nothing really phases me. I just kind of have. I'm a very calm person. I think that a lot of things can happen and not
Yeah.
a lot really phases me.
Right? Right? My wife is a lunatic, and I am over the top worse.
That makes perfect
Do you think
sense.
it's just bad parenting that just he became numb to emotion? or
No,
something?
if you do, did you ever take genetics in high school?
Yeah.
You know, you have like
little piece down here.
You know,
Yeah, it's just some little
Fucking
dominant
random.
and
dang-along
recessive.
that just
It's
kind
a
of went.
recessive gene.
Yeah.
And so it just works down. You had
My parents are crazy too.
No, this isn't genetic. This is adaptive from his environment
He
growing
just-
up.
yeah, it's
in order to
evolution.
survive.
Okay,
I do not want
It's
to
a
be like
survival
those
of the
two.
fittest type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. Just don't be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. I'm
Okay.
going to mark that down. I'm not going to.
Yeah, just don't be my parent.
Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Dear diary, you wouldn't believe the shit they pulled today. Me, I am always willing to flip someone off even after they've helped you.
Yep.
Because we're going to get into this. I'm Pat Bulger. My superpower is I can control streetlights. I can turn them off.
Stop.
I shit you not.
Yeah.
Now, some of them, now that we've switched to LEDs, it doesn't happen as often. But I remember it always, like when I was living in Seattle, I was working and I had to walk a long way to get to my car. And every night when I walked under a certain streetlight, it would turn off. To the point where I could actually go and it would turn off. And I thought, this is funny. Somebody's fucking with me. And it kept happening all over the place. And sometimes I'd be in the car with my wife while we were dating, and I'd be like, the light would turn off, and I'd be like, sorry, that was me. Mm-hmm. And it still happens to this day.
That's
and it
cool.
happens to you?
My wife just texted me right now as we're talking about this and said, it's true, you can too.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time. I don't know what it is.
I am
Weird.
I'm so bright
Yeah.
that
that's
the
it.
lights think it's daylight.
That's it.
And they turn off.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking more of the whole black hole physiology.
That's what I was.
where, like,
Yeah, I was going for that too.
Antimatter.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you can't like the light can't escape you because
Yeah.
you're so dark. And
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. Let's address this tumble. There's been a crash amongst the Arrive Pack Filler riders. And you might notice Sam's listing a little bit to one side or the other. Are you farting over there?
no, I stink. Yeah, he's
Well,
right.
There's you are a deodorant. Jesus. This segment brought to you by Menon. Costanza, Paul.
Yeah.
Pat, Paul, and Sam went for a Zone 2 ride on Saturday to be followed by deck beers. Two of us made it to those beers. Let's recap what happened. I think we were talking about it. By the way, we're just gonna start going live when people show up in the studio from now on.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear just random banter and potentially offensive material, click onto our YouTube channel and just hear that stupid shit because I don't think we'll edit it out. But anyway, we were talking about it a little before we technically went live. Mm-hmm. We were coming home, and Sam, you had the best perspective
Yeah.
of this incident. What happened?
I mean,
This is not something dramatic and dangerous and horrible.
yeah,
I just
not
want
at
people
all.
to know.
Like I would take the blame on this one. I mean, I think that it doesn't really matter if there is blame or anything like that. Like I'm the one that turned around, like trying to yell at this guy, like it's up here because he looked frantic. I thought, like you could just tell he's like trying to flip through his phone, but he's like lost.
Yeah.
And he's like, where's Centennial? And we're passing by at a pretty decent clip. I mean,
It's
maybe
probably
20.
18, 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
And so I just yelled at him, like, it's up here. And he, like, points off in the other direction. And I'm like, no. And I had to turn around further. I'm like, it's up here. And I'm, like, yelling at him. And as I turn around to go back forward, I'm overlapping wheels with Paul and sliding over the backside of him.
Yeah.
He did a very good job at trying to hold me up.
I did.
It's a lot of ass to hold up.
Yeah, I thought you had it because
I thought I
it
did
went for a
too.
long time. I was
know.
like,
Yeah.
I think he's got no.
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 Did we make contact?
I don't think
I
we did.
could have
I don't know.
sworn
No,
that
I wouldn't know.
Maybe
Maybe when I was going down.
I don't know if I need to apologize or not, but I think in my mind, in retrospect, with regret and kind of like the way I've lived my life.
You wished this upon me?
No, I thought to myself, could I have stuck out an arm and kept him up?
No, you were closer to Paul, I think. I don't think...
No, I was in the front.
He was in the front. Yeah, I think you and I were close to each other.
asshole.
I think I was. But my instinct kicked in, and it was fight or flight, and I'm like,
I'm out!
okay, bye!
Yeah.
Grenade!
Yeah. I
by the
was,
phone.
so,
The guy who's running
I
away.
was so close to saving it too. I mean, yeah, like I stuck my foot down and I was like, "Hey, push up!" But as soon as I like put my foot down, I hit the back of my shoe and it just slipped, and
shit.
that's what.
That's
did.
how I tore my hamstring.
Yeah.
Exactly the
I
same
know,
way.
and I was like, "I got this!" Like I quickly unclipped, pushed down, and that foot went out, and that's why I just went like.
What's
On
the
my back.
what's the extent of the owies?
I lost my left butt cheek, and
Which is an absolute
yeah.
fucking
And you know, it's not on
war
the
crime.
side. Like that's where the hole was on the side, right? Because I'm sliding across.
Yeah.
It's the dead center ass crack.
Oh.
like,
So the short
yeah,
probably rotated.
Yeah, rotated. It sucks. Like it is the worst spot to have like lost skin.
Is it bad for poopies?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's hard to poop.
Did you get your bidet installed yet? I mean, that
No.
might help you with
That would hurt
Dude,
even more though. Don't
I
you
think that, dude, that would like
cleaner.
no. There's like more risk of shit spraying everywhere.
Risk of infection.
Is it
Yeah.
like dead center of your cheek, or is it more?
It's
during
like
the,
dead center to like medial, like butt crack.
You gotta
It's
wash
like,
it out. You know, you
right
gotta
by
wash
the-
that wound out.
your poop whistle.
yeah, my
Your
poop whistle.
Yeah.
For
So
those of you
anyway,
who've
yeah.
never subscribed to the YouTube channel, he's showing us right now.
Yeah.
Oh, look!
Well, I'll be. There's my wedding ring.
I think he left some little toilet paper in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, you're a Charmin man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got some on my arm and then I got more on my back. But
Correct me if I'm wrong, is the biggest bummer of the entire crash
my kit.
the kit?
That's
the
it.
kit.
I don't care about any of it. My dad's bike's totally fine.
Yeah.
Like that I was worried about. When I was going down, I like literally like
It's steel.
held that. Totally, but it's 33 years old. Like, I mean, if that broke, that'd be devastating.
Yeah.
So,
You were-
hugged that thing and
Riding a steel Serata.
God, that would have been the final straw for your inheritance.
for real
You're
though.
this close.
I know.
Yeah.
Even when I told Dad, he was just kind of like,
Yeah.
he was just like not at all concerned about me. He's like, "Is it okay?"
Is the bike okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he
Well,
like
absolutely.
never in my life have I ever seen my dad like. We've always been, but I'm like, "Whoa, Dad, I'm okay."
I credit
But-
Gino Secchi with the first person I ever heard say skin heals, Campy doesn't.
Yeah, yeah,
That's true.
Amen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I like my parents obviously care about how I am, but it was one of those things where that bike has a lot of sentimental value.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, all is good.
So-
I lost my kit and now I'm pissed.
What is the status of your bike situation? You were on the
I was on
steel
that
bike because
because
you were saying
My other
that-
bike, I think that the C post has a. It looks like a hairline crack down it, which is what I think the flexing is coming from. So
Just
I bought
the
a new
post.
C post. I'm gonna try that. Hopefully that'll get me back on the road sometime soon. My motivation is at an all-time low, so I don't really care.
Oh God.
It's just like one of those things where it's like it's just like, yeah, there's a ton of bike stuff to do. So yeah, I'll get back to it. Like, what's on the calendar? You know, that's kind of like I also ask myself. Like, I could make that
TT.
TT.
Yeah.
As we
I
talked-
miss is it the Hobbit character called Samwise?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss Samwise ass. I do. This soft
I know I'm
softened
broken, guys. I'm
broken,
Although-
sad, woe is me. It's just fucking pitiful.
I agree.
Stop
I
it.
will say, listening to last week's podcast, thanks for stepping up and roasting him. while
Yeah,
I'm on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to.
You have to fill
when-
into that role.
He was giving me some softballs. I'm like,
When Paul-
all right.
Yeah.
I know
When
Sam would
Paul
serve it up.
roasts me, it isn't mean.
It doesn't hurt as deep. Yeah, good.
Did you hear the whole opening where I was like going, Sam is okay to bust my balls. I'm fine with
I
it."
know. love
Okay.
it.
If there is a bike sponsor out there, what are you in the market for? Brand specific, or what ones would you ride? It's just like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
a whore. Give me everything.
Honestly, I'm not particular. I used to be super particular
Stop it.
to specialized, but now I've had Cervelo most recently. 3T is awesome. My wife has Canyon, great.
My time is
Time is phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Yeah, so like I have no. Give me a bike.
Are there any that are total shite that you guys could think of out there that just like going, no effing way? I mean, we don't have a bike sponsor of the show, so we could just rip somebody a new asshole. Is there any bike you would definitely not ride?
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a personal thing, and it goes back. It's a track record with Trek.
You're not a Trek man.
No.
I know.
Just because I've had friends, several friends, and
Recently.
having problems with them, and they don't back the product. But that's just my little small collective. I'd say
Any
about
Trek
4
reps
people.
are happy to come
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh, actually.
you defend yourself.
And
Yeah.
to me, some of their designs are just a little bit too gimmickry. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
trying to. And I have the same thing with Pinarello. Not so much on because I don't know anybody who's had one failed because they're usually owned by Dennis and they don't write them.
Right?
So
It's my problem. My problem with Pinarellos.
But the reverse fork rake and all the wavy stuff. It just give me a freaking bike that rides. I want a nice riding bike, one with compliance, and then one that's stiff and sprints. There we go.
That is all that I want.
Jackson, you're always nice. Is there a bike you would not be nice to?
Honestly, if anybody really were to give me a bike, I'd probably just take the bike. I don't know if
See,
I don't know if I've.
He's
No,
even
it's
nice
this
with
isn't
that.
not, I don't know if this is me being nice. This is more just me having ridden so few bikes.
Okay.
I've ridden Trek and BMC. That's
Your aluminum
it.
track took a beating.
and it
And it kept
still
going.
is fine.
Yeah.
I screwed up the gearing. That's on me.
Did you?
Yeah, but it's great.
It's just any of the super
What if something you had
stuff I
skin
don't
in the
like.
game? What if you had, let's say, for a brand new frame set, you had $7,000?
I'd go straight to Canyon
Oh,
No.
just for a frame set?
for a frame.
Full bike.
Yeah,
for-
let's say your BMC broke. You got all the parts. You just need to replace your frame.
A frame. I don't know how much just a frame set would cost for a BMC,
Doesn't matter. You
but
can
I
have
would.
anything for 7,000.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd go back to BMC again.
Yeah.
I'm really
Would
happy.
you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
You would?
I might roast them
Why?
because I have
What
to
have they
deal
done
with
to you?
But I have to deal with his bike.
Proprietary stuff.
Yeah. that was
Proprietary.
annoying.
Like I was just
Yeah,
saying, like
yeah.
it's just proprietary. Like there's a few of them out there that
Our
do it, so
stem
it's-
fits our bike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate that.
You
And it's
want a
just being
computer
bike
mount,
fitter.
you got to wait 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being a bike fitter and being like, I want to swap out this stem bar combo, and they're just like, well, you have to order our stuff. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. I
it's
get
Canyon's
that.
the same way, though.
I know. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like that's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
wouldn't do Canyon.
Yeah.
Like if I had that much money to spend.
This is a little petty, I think, but like I love that Canyon has expanded like the access to nice road bikes at an affordable price for people. But if I was paying for the bike, I personally would rather spend a tiny bit more for something that's like a little bit more special. Because the road
Bougie.
bike to me is special. Like
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like I have a
art.
relationship with
That's
my
art.
bike right now. Yeah. And time, or like with the time specifically, but Canyon I feel like is a tool, which is wonderful in some regards.
Really? What made you? I'm just curious. What distinguishes
you own
the tool
one.
from the? Because I own one.
Yeah, it's
No.
a tool.
It's a tool, like you.
He steps in.
Well, you're kind of
No.
half-assed today.
I know.
I'm a tool. I'm a tool. Half-assed. Oh, that
Oh man, he's on a roll.
Good night, everybody.
I don't think I have it.
Oh my god. Wow.
Damn it! I was late on that.
Oh, that was good.
That's good.
I gotta play it louder. There we go.
you.
Half-assed.
This is why we do it.
Because my now I'm gonna say my Canyon is a pretty bike. It's a very nice bike.
Yours is particularly pretty. I think you have a really nice paint job on it. But in general, with the road bikes, they make a really good clean frame. There's nothing like there is some proprietary stuff to it, but it's kind of just a frame. Like it's not super crazy in any regards, like a Pinarello. There's just nothing that's like special about it, and especially with how widely purchased they are nowadays. It's just another Canyon. Like you're just like, yeah, it's just another Canyon. Like
I would elaborate on that with like for me, it's like, and I think we've probably even touched on this at some point, but like, so you see a BMC and you instantly think of a Pro Tour team, right? And you think of like there's just stuff that goes with that, right? I think of like Specialized, right? And those go with, well, I guess that's a bad one because they use all the same, but Cannondale uses FSA components and it uses POC helmets, right? Like I think of those things. Canyon, it's like it doesn't fit in with anything.
Albus and
Like,
DeCoinic.
yeah.
Movie
It's just-
star.
No, absolutely,
Magic
but like
Vanderpool.
it's one of those
Magic
things, like,
Vanderpool. Yeah.
absolutely. But I just think that for me, it's not a like a dreamy thing.
No doubt
not
they're
this-
amazing bikes though. Like they are 100% worth
Jesus.
it.
Stop
The value's
backpedaling.
amazing.
It's
No,
just
I'm not
disgusting.
backpedaling. It's just
that
not.
fits a tool, basically.
It's a tool. Yeah, it works really well. It's
not
but it's
romantic
not
and-
romantic.
Yeah,
Like
and bougie.
my time. It's so romantic.
You love it.
I do. Every time I look at it, I'm like, that's a beautiful
Well, you don't
bike.
talk about your bikes like this?
No. I
That's
mean,
weird.
yeah.
He gives them names.
Yeah.
I do. Jackson actually names his bikes. I don't name my bikes.
Mine are
The
all
Giant
Greek
is
gods.
just the Giant.
Is it?
Yeah. Jackson's road bike. What's your road bike's name?
Bev. I don't really call him by name. I just did that on Strava.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just not like going, okay, Bev, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Mine are all
Yeah.
Greek names. Gods of war.
Athena.
There we go. Yeah. Achilles. So it sounds like just Jackson and I are headed to the west side for the Everett Performance Omnium.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackson, how we feeling?
Good. I went last time I rode. We all did a pretty good effort. I felt like, and that.
Holy shit! I thank God you said that because I was in my death rattle behind you, just like,
Yeah. I
Seemed to zone 2.
Seas, coma,
bad.
death.
It was
Yeah,
bad. He was
Just
bad.
like that.
I don't know. I'm feeling really good. I've had more and more rides where I've been able to do high efforts like that for long periods of time and end it with even higher intensity, and then give me 5 more minutes and I'm ready to just do it again.
Yeah.
And so I've never had this type of fitness before, so I'm feeling really good.
I personally think Paul should just get in the car on Saturday morning and drive over there for the race because they now have a 60-plus category.
They do?
For the state championships.
I can't take my car because my mom and my.
You drive a stick?
my brother. Yeah, of course I can drive
take
a
the Mini.
stick. I grew up on the farm.
You take the Mini.
I'll see.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
All right. Jackson, do you want to reveal any intentions? Or are you just going to keep those cards close to the chest?
I mean, you go to a race.
Rip off some fucking legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I go to a race like this and you hope to do well, especially with crits. There's no really other goal except to win them.
Yeah.
But I just hope to place well. I think I will. I think I have the fitness for it. Yeah, it's
God,
gonna.
that's
gonna
a
be
great way to go in. That is a great way to go into it.
Yeah.
I feel good. I'm fast. I'm going to go fast.
Yeah.
Did you hear
How
that,
you
Pat?
feeling about it?
Did you hear that, Pat? Pat, did you hear that? From the mouths of babes. Stop being
not
such a
fast
pussy!
enough.
Stop being such a pussy!
What is happening?
They're laughing at you, Pat!
These are his demons.
Sorry, what?
I have meds for them.
Line me up, pal.
Yeah.
Line them up.
I can
Let's
silence
start him on
them.
some Ambien so he can sleep through the night.
I'm going to be running
lithium.
cameras. Jackson, you willing to put one on for the races? at all?
I have a mount on
Yeah.
my front that I can do.
Well, I think it'd be kind of cool to do it that way. So there we should go. Does anybody have any race plans for the coming summer? Although we got to get to the Tour de France because, anybody doing anything else?
Is there anything else? That's all I would say.
This Wednesday night is the last mountain bike race.
Yeah,
I
doing
am
that.
racing. I am racing.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, you racing?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Aren't we going to
That's
ride
it.
that morning? Wednesday?
Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm just saying
Wait,
that
what?
because what happened last
Oh,
Wednesday.
yeah. Okay, I was
just gonna
like,
throw it back
oh
in
my
your
God.
face.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah. I was supposed to ride last week. It just didn't work. It was not
Because
good.
of your son.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So speaking of the summer, the undisputed highlight of the summer, I used to have a French music bump, but I guess I don't anymore. Yeah. Well prepared, Pat. Baguette. The 112th edition of the Tour de France begins this weekend. That was really offensive to an entire culture. And there are plenty of elements of drama already if we haven't reached the starting line in Italy. We have our start list. Everybody has them in front of us, as well as several news tidbits that should fill the show, along with plenty of bullshit opinions and things that could be interesting. So first off, let's take a look at the headlines surrounding the race. I can give you the quick... not that one!
Oh, man.
That one! It should finish with a bap, bap, bap. I'm not the composer. Our news headlines. Taking a look at the news headlines. Sepp Kuss has been ruled out of the 2024 race as Visma Lease Bike revealed that he had not recovered fully from COVID-19 infection that had forced him to abandon the Criterium du Dauphiné. Reigning Vuelta champion was initially included in the selection, announced last week when the team confirmed that Jonas Vingegaard would line out in search of a third consecutive line out. Fuck. This is prepared copy. Fire the intern. Vingegaard will now have to do without Kuss, who is replaced by Bart Lemon. Does anybody know who Bart Lemon is?
Sounds like
up to speed on Bart Lemon?
He's a Jumbo Visma rider.
Yeah.
Or Team Visma Lease.
So let's just take a look at the huge chunk. Visma Lease Bike has had I think the worst luck out of any team that I can recall in any past history. Am I out of reach by? I mean, am I speaking in hyperbole? Is that over the top, or is this legit? Is this the worst luck you've heard of any team since?
They've had a bad year, really bad.
They've had a bad year. I think there's been other year.
Is the CO2 that bad?
Yeah, it's got. I think the PSA needs to be checked.
Okay. It's dribbling out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Prostate problems.
Visma Lease Bikes standing and luck. Is this the worst we've seen?
Yeah, I mean, it's really bringing them into a season where they expected to probably come out victorious again. It's kind of left them with more to be wanted. I don't think this is going to go the way that it has in the past.
I think they sold their soul to the devil last year.
Yeah.
Robert Johnson thing. Yeah.
Part of me thinks it's like going.
They went to
"Give
the
us this
crossroads
victory.
and said,
We'll
hey."
take a shitty
Yeah.
year."
Yeah.
In exchange. So, okay. Jonas Vingegaard is starting. Are we expecting 100%? Are we hoping, or are we all living a lie? I mean, this is a big card to reveal early in a Tour de France preview show. But how do we all think Jonas is going to be in 3 weeks from now?
I mean, it's Jonas Vingegaard, so you got to expect that he's probably going to come out pretty well.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like I'm going to the Tour.
Yeah. But I will say that for a Tour to not come 100% into, it's going to be a hard-fought battle, and it's going to be one of those where he's fighting a team where he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that could on their rival team that could possibly
UAE.
mount that podium. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be what it was in years past, and I don't think that he should really hold out the most hope, but mind you, we haven't seen much of him.
Yeah.
So we can only answer so much.
I mean, look at Pogacar last year, though. Right? Like but
he didn't have a pneumothorax.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his wrist.
Yeah. But still, I mean, they took him off the bike for a while.
Yeah.
So I agree with you entirely. I'm in the same mindset. I just also think that, I don't know, drugs are awesome.
That's super true.
All right.
No, I'm not saying doping. I'm not saying doping.
Okay.
I am
All right,
saying
all right.
medicine.
All right.
I think
Liar.
he still has Wout.
Who's
they've had-
coming back from an injury.
Matteo Jorgensen,
Yes, but-
who is...
Yeah.
You know who Matteo is?
I even know who Matteo is.
he knows who Matteo is.
And even I just feel like Wout's even come back from an injury, whatever. He's still freaking Wout. And then I don't know. I'm like looking at these injuries, and I don't see why he couldn't have been just like I think he's recovered. He's been recovered for a while. When I think about the injuries he went through, and he's probably been hitting it, and I wouldn't be surprised if he came into this pretty strong.
I bet you anything they monitored his efforts and stuff, and he's probably hitting the mark that he did in the Tour. But the problem is his longevity.
Sustained. Yeah.
And it's like a tube of toothpaste. And I think that's what happened to Tadej last year. He's like he was there, and he had, what do they call it? Josin. The Josin. That's a bad day, French term.
Yeah.
It's for having a bad day.
Yeah.
What's the
And
tube
his
of
bad day.
toothpaste
Well, I was going to say,
tube of toothpaste. It's
toothpaste.
like
You can only
the whole
squeeze so
tour.
much
You can
out of it.
only
Yeah.
you gotta be You can't squirt it all out.
It's a metaphor, David.
Yeah.
Well, and here's another metaphor on top of that metaphor, is that I think that now we are seeing a travel size of toothpaste going up against a full size of toothpaste,
Yeah.
and I think that Jonas is our
yeah.
travel size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
won't be as clean if he's going to
Yeah.
make it through.
Yeah. I'd love to. The dream in my head would be that this is a side-by-side battle, but
Am I skipping ahead if I say Evenepoel or
no,
Roglic?
he's who I'm going to talk about. I'm
Okay.
going to talk about Remco very exactly next.
Cool. I was just going to say, because we have like two other giant contenders that are in this race as well. Like we're just talking about these two, but yeah.
New kit on the Beast Elite bike. Thoughts? Anybody who's seen it? You don't have to chime in if you haven't seen it. Oh, Paul gave it a
up close.
Bronx
from
cheer.
From a distance, it's not offensive, but you get. I don't even know what the pattern is. I can't remember what they said it was. Yeah. It's not really floral.
Pull it
It's
up.
symbolized
Renaissance.
something. Yeah, Renaissance.
Have the bikes been released?
Yes.
They look. They
Are we
look
looking
like
through them?
classic jetons. in my
They're
opinion.
identical to the cubes that Intermarché ride as well. Like identical. It's blue and like a nice neon green for the Cervelo. I will say, I don't think that they can ever do a good job on that kit.
No.
They like someone.
You didn't like last year? I liked last year, mostly black with like some yellow speckles.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought last year's was the best one they've done with like that gold sleeve and everything. But I will say that I think they really need an EF artistic team because oh my god, like this isn't bad. I don't really hate this, but they got to do something.
I mean, that is unique.
Yeah.
It's just not at all following their patterns. Like it looks like something Astana would wear.
I
It
love
looks
that
like
it says
Astana.
order now right on the logo I pulled up. So
Doesn't that look like Team Astana?
and
The guy on the left is not going to be wearing that jersey.
yeah, that's true. And decathlon. And hey, let's make another blue kit. And let's highlight Jonas's road rash on his right elbow.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of quirky, but it just doesn't do it. Anyway, but I mean, we need another blue kit like we need another hole in our faces.
Well, Alpecin de Koenig really changed it up.
To this gray. It's like we suddenly
Yeah.
went like 1994 acid wash.
I just think that they're kind of making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
Wow, it's such a noticeable difference. In reality, I saw Matthew Van Der Poel in it and thought, is that not the same one that they've been wearing
Looks
all year?
really
It's the
similar.
exact
Plus,
same.
he's in the World Championships.
Yeah, so who the hell
it's not gonna
cares?
matter anyway. So, yeah.
How about Bora? Now I think they're revealing their new
they're-
kit.
We haven't
Oh,
seen
it's
the
gonna
Red
be
Bull.
Red Bull.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's something we'll probably find out at presentation. I'm sure they're going to make a
And
big deal.
one of the great things about the Tour de France is usually in about week 3, we start to hear all transfer news. And will there be transfer news, especially with Red Bull? Hi, Red Bull. Hi, Tom Pidcock. Hi, Matthew.
Ben O'Connor.
Wout van Aert.
Wout van Aert. Hi, all these people who are sponsored by. Yeah, we already know that one. But all these teams all these riders who have Red Bull helmets, are they being enticed, drawn away?
Interesting. I wonder if that sponsorship could be lost by certain riders because of
I think it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of that. So I wonder
Money's
if
gonna
Wout
go
will
elsewhere.
lose his
Maybe
if he
not
stays
Darren
with-
Cross, but
Visma.
maybe I don't know. The contract could be
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's that's where he got started with Red Bull.
Yeah, but Pidcock's only on the off road Red Bull.
No,
He's
he
not-
he wears the helmet on road too.
He does now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't seen him wear it on road.
Speaking of contenders, Remco Evenepoel is about to begin his debut in the Tour de France. What should we expect from him, his team, and his boss who can't seem to STFU? By the way, my wife and I just finished Tour de France Unchained last night. Spoiler
such a
alerts.
prick.
She not only loved it, but she's pretty sure that Mark Matteo is a silver fox. She said that.
Interesting.
Well, he won Tour.
Won
Paris-Roubaix
Paris-Roubaix.
twice.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Which
Why
one's
not?
Mark Matteo?
He's the director for
FDJ.
FTJ.
Yeah.
And he's
Obama.
he's all over the place. She was just like going, I think I like him. I think he's
I'm
a
sitting
silver
right
fox.
here, babe.
I'm like, no, I get
He's
it.
a passionate Frenchman.
He is. Yeah, very much so. I need to show her the footage of him screaming at the TV monitors, like, just freaking his fucking head off, and I loved it. I mean, it was cool. But so anybody got any expectations of Remco?
It's hard to expect a lot out of Remco after what we've seen over the past times that he's ridden a Grand Tour. I mean, he's won one, but I don't know if we were saying at that time that was this really like the best of the rest when he won. So I just don't think that he's at the, like, there is just another level to these riders that are going to be competing for the top spot. And that's why I think when we earlier talked about the fact that we aren't talking about Roglic, we aren't talking about Carlos Rodriguez, those type of riders, it's because we have an upper echelon to our sport now that a lot of these riders just cannot match.
I agree with that. And I also would say that Remco is, in my eyes, a pitcock, right? Like he is the next wave of a Alaphilippe that it should, like, go for every stage. Like, just why are you doing this overall business? Like, you are an incredible. You could probably in a like Grand Tour, like the Tour of France, let's say, win 4 stages.
You could take a KOM jersey.
Yeah, you could crush. Like, why are you wasting your time going for overall? Like, they're not.
It's a hard thing to grasp sometimes because of that allure of the big prize enters the minds, and then there's so much pressure. I think that's one of the things that, and it was so interesting watching Unchained with my wife, because she's obviously been involved with bike racing and the fact that her husband won't let it go, but she also was amazed at the amount of pressure that the riders and the team directors are going through. And immediately, if you show any signs of promise, it's immediately assumed that they're going to put you to this 3-week Grand Tour. And sometimes that's just not in the genetic hand you've been dealt with.
Like Ben O'Connor.
Yeah.
Why is he still going after this?
Yeah, he's got to stop.
He's not that tier.
And it's not.
He's not even at that second tier.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
he's
I'm
finished top 10 in Grand Tours, but
No, I know, but I'm talking like the second tier to me is like Primoz and Remco and like Carlos Rodriguez, and
That's second tier.
That's second tier.
Wow.
To me. Like, exactly. There's only one, like 2 people in the top tier, and that's Jonas and Pogačar.
Yeah. Tade. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's break down things team by team. If you have something to contribute, fire away. This is going to be kind of rapid fire because I've got quite a few teams to obviously go through. If nothing, don't worry about it. David, you can always you just refilled your beer.
I just refilled my beer.
So, we just discussed Visma Lease Bike. Anything you want to add to or subtract to that?
Matteo.
America. Yeah, I would love to see something come out of the woodwork for that.
I think
And
he
this
can
is-
top 10.
Yeah. And
I
this
think
is,
he's backup.
yeah.
Like, he'll be there kind of like Carlos was last year to Pitcock.
This is one of those moments where it's like
I think he'll slide into Sepp's
Tom
position.
Brady
Yeah.
and Drew Bledsoe. I'm using a football effing example where Drew Bledsoe fell apart. Tom Brady stepped in. Maybe this could be that for Matteo.
Bledsoe was a WSU Cougar.
I know, but he got hurt, and then the greatest football
Slipped
douchebag
in.
of all time stepped in.
Yeah.
Yes, I just bashed Tom Brady. So he could have that moment.
Yeah, I think Matteo, I don't think he's going to have the rights to go up. He'll fill in for Sepp, probably setting tempo, or the second to last to go. I think even with that, they usually save those guys to the end and they finish in the top 10. Usually Sepp's in the top 10, 15.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Decathlon, Age Dessert. Anything strike you? If not, we can just pass.
Yeah, Felix Gall. He certainly did. Yeah, I think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Is Sam Bennett doing anything this year?
Nope.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It'd be
expect
cool to see it,
anything.
but I don't see the team around him. Albison de Koenig.
I think we're going to have another back-to-back.
Fudge Jasper.
I think he's probably going to win the group.
No.
I was asking earlier, and in fact, Escape
Crossed his name out 'cause I hate
Collective
him
put
so
this
much.
up. Who is the villain of this
Jasper.
year's Unchained? And some people voted that it was Jasper.
He's have you guys seen the new UCI rules? Are we talking about that tonight?
No.
Yellow
The two
card?
mics and the
Yeah.
yellow card.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to talk about this?
Sure.
Okay. So Jasper
I
is
don't know what the
going
fuck
to
you're talking
pay a heavy penalty this year, I believe, because there is now a yellow card rule. So if you are found to have done veering off a line in a sprint or whatever, you get a yellow card. It's a fine. If you do it again, you're pulled. If you do it a third time, it's out of the year. It's out of the season. You're done with the season. It's totally different for UCI, and then
Ain't gonna work.
Was it soccer?
Well, and they're not going to do it at the
Football.
moment. At the moment. So what they'll do is they'll say, "Hey, listen, you screwed up. You got a yellow card."
Yeah, there's not going to be some guy waving that.
No,
That'd be
no,
awesome.
no,
if they came up
no,
to you
no,
with
no,
beside the car and they were just like going, "Yellow!" right in your face or something
Yeah.
like that. That'd be awesome.
I think
That'd be so cool.
I like the idea a little bit, because I think that can maybe that threat will keep guys kind of more on their line.
Yeah.
Certainly, I think Mathieu Van Der Poel probably would have got several yellow cards last year because of his actions. So maybe we'll keep it a little cleaner. I don't know. That's somebody my age is like that's what we did with racing. We just did that. Maybe because the speeds are higher, it's a little more.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
more
people that have
money
been talking about how it's just dangerous. So they're throwing that into effect, and the other one is going to be the 2 microphones. And that is supposed to headsets. Sorry. So there's only 2 riders now that are on the road that have a headset per team.
Per team.
So yeah, crazy, right? So now there is only going to be, likely the team leader and the road captain of the day, or whoever you're going for, that stage. But there's only 2 microphones allowed per team each day. That's a game changer. That's
I like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the whole point is that they're trying to get away from the chaos of everybody hearing in the mic get up, get up, get up, and just
roundabout coming, and every team hears this, and all of a sudden everybody's at the same. They're doing 42 to 45 miles an hour to get the first around that roundabout.
Wow.
So communication is going to be muted a little bit.
That's all I have to offer for this week.
Okay. See you later, man.
Yeah.
Archaea Bay and Bay Hotels. Anybody got anything to contribute, or are we just it's a French team?
Who cares?
Okay. Astana. Astana. Is it going to happen, boys and girls?
They brought the team to do it.
Is
they
it
really
going
did.
to happen? Mark Cavendish,
If he
Mikhail
doesn't have mechanical.
Markov, David Ballerini,
Yeah.
Sespol, Evgeny Fedorov, Harold Tejada, Michele Gazzoli, and Alexei Lutsenko. That's not a team that's going for the overall.
That's a team to get him one win.
That's a team with one.
Some of
win
those
in
guys
mind.
are going to be possible stage like Lysenko.
Yeah.
8 flat stages, 8 opportunities to make it happen.
Yeah, but it takes a while. They got to get their carcasses over the top of the hills.
Yeah.
The
I
first
know.
stage
Yeah.
is going to be pretty
and
brutal.
that's a hefty carcass.
Yeah.
But but I do believe that which one did you just did Swiss, right? Tour de Swiss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was because why did you do that when there was a couple other stage races that he could have gone and done that would have been flatter, more opportunities to win a sprint?
Because he wanted the hills.
I think he wanted the hills.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to get that up.
Quick vote. Jackson, will it happen?
No.
Sam, will it happen?
Yes.
Paul?
I wish, but no.
Yes.
I don't think it will, but I really want it to.
You're the
I really want it to.
tiebreaker.
I would
Yeah.
love for it to happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
I believe.
I believe you did win. I believe you can win. Bahrain victorious.
I really hope for another Matej Mohoric.
Yeah.
I
He's
hope
a hero.
He is, especially with his interview last year. He was so cool about that.
I was crying last night. I watched it again. Michelle and I finished the Unchained, and when he gives that speech, I'm like, honey, just watch the speech. She's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, it's perfect.
Yeah, how he just breaks it down into the humanity of it is really, really cool. I hope he does. But then also, Peo Bilbao is always some sort of a good rider.
We got to speed this up or we're out of time. Bora Hansgrohe.
Interesting team with Jai Hindley there.
Yep.
And Primos.
Yeah.
And,
Well, yeah, I mean, as a domestique, Jai Hindley's strong.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the same since the gun.
Will he? Okay. Well, I guess when we get to our final picks, you guys can tell me how Primos is going to do. Kofidis, please
Pass.
God.
Brian Concard
Pass.
will be up there for.
He
I
won't
hope
win the
Simon
stage.
Gaethje gets the polka dot jersey since he was robbed of it the last
Yeah,
time. So.
he was robbed. What's going on outside?
I don't know. It looks like
You got
chaos.
the wild young dog.
Is my wife doing laps?
I don't know.
Because the dog won't go through the new screen door. This is my fucking life. EF Education Easy Post, who are dealing with some negative press right now, having to actually fire a rider straight out of the gates. Wow. I didn't intend to hit that button, but it
nailed
actually
it,
worked out
honestly.
perfectly.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty damn nicely, and which sucks. Anybody got? They're going for stages, obviously.
Nielsen Palace, excited. Yep.
Yeah,
He really
It'd be cool to
is
see
not
Nelson
a
do something.
quiet year. I think
Yeah.
I'd like to see Carapaz. I think he's a good character, and he had a bad start last year. So.
He did.
Groupama FTJ.
Fingers crossed for David Gaudu.
Yeah. Oh,
Stefan Kuhn too. He needs
Yeah.
to win a time trial.
And if you see if you watch the end of Unchained, I just want to buy them all a beer. Ineos Grenadiers, which is an interesting team lineup, a very interesting team. A lot of maybe, but no. Holy shit, this person's going to win. Which Ineos does not stand for. Ineos is a team built around winning the Tour de France.
They have
Can we
four
all-
guys that are like good but not great.
Yeah.
Third tier.
Second to
Second.
third.
Yeah, I think Carlos Rodriguez looks exciting,
Yeah.
and he'll be the leader of the team or the one that they hope to win. But bringing Geraint Thomas is.
I'm excited to see Geraint Thomas back in the role of a domestique. That's all I'm going to say. Very excited about
Okay.
that.
Intermarché Wanty. In other words, is Biniam Gourmet going to go away with the stage?
I hope so. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's bummy. That's bummy. Lidl Trek
I think I'm gonna make a.
without Theo Gegenhardt.
I'm gonna make a choice call here. I think they will not win a single stage.
Really?
Yes, there are stronger riders, and I don't think Mads. I think they
He's too
brought the
big.
wrong damn
Yeah,
rider.
He's too big.
I think that Jonathan Milan would have won so many stages at this race, but they brought Mads Pedersen.
Really glad I made my picks in ink. Thanks, Jackson. Movistar.
Pass.
Yeah, who cares?
Unranked Moss
still
is
around.
going to
Yeah,
be up there.
possibly. He
Hopefully
always-
he keeps rubber side
Yeah.
down. No, we're not seeing him. Our little favorite Movistar rider,
Nairo Quintana?
Nairo Quintana, not on there.
He rode the Giro.
Yep. Soudal Quickstep. Remco. They're putting everything behind Remco.
I think he'll win a TT or stage or two, maybe.
Yeah.
DSM.
Bardet's
Yeah.
last.
Bardet, Barguil,
And Barguil.
Degenkolb, Fabio.
This
Fabio
is Bardet's
Jakobsen.
last Tour de France.
Yeah.
And
retires
Jakobsen. I'd like to
next
see.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, how cool would it be to see Bardet win a stage?
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
be
Yeah. He's had a
freaking
great
beautiful.
year so far.
Yeah.
Team Jaco Ailula.
Yates.
No names that are going to win anything.
I mean,
Michael
that's just-
Matthews.
Oh, Michael Matthews.
Now there's a potential. Here's my take. That's a potential green jersey because
Yeah.
there's a lot of hills and he can get over hills.
Yeah.
And
You-
consistency.
Should I just skip UAE?
Because it's a,
Yeah, because they could
So
possibly have
stacked.
suit
It is
the
a dream
podium.
team. It is
Yeah.
a dream team.
they could.
We got to remember that last year that Jonas Vingegaard was bookended by UAE riders.
Mhm.
And that could be something else. Israel Premier Tech.
Oh man, the place that riders go to die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree when we
Derek
pick riders.
G.
Yep, there we go.
Mhm.
Lotto Destiny
Arnaud Delis.
Yes.
Wearing the
What a
Belgian
hero.
tricolor.
Yeah.
and Victor Campenarts.
Well,
Hey,
yeah.
Maybe a stage. Maybe.
Love that
Yeah.
fucking guy. Uno X.
Weirdly, successful this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not expecting him to do well at all, but I hope Magnus Cort wins the stage. See the
I can see
Tash.
stage wins
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Total Energy.
Who?
Since Sagan left, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
this one?
I honestly don't know any of those names.
David, say hi.
Well,
Well, I was just making sure your mic still worked.
it's just that
Okay,
Peter
but
Sagan used to be.
yeah. I would like to say, though, like after all that, I held this whole time. I would like to say this is probably the tour that I am the most excited about in the last 15 years. Like, I think that there are such huge hitters that are at this, that there's going to be so many races within each day. Yeah, the general classification may get wrapped up early. I don't know. Who knows? But there's so many interesting riders here to watch for the various different jerseys for various days. Like, it's going to be a banging tour.
That, and I think Jonas, like, having his injuries is going to make it more interesting.
There are a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, there's just a lot of
Going into
unknowns.
this.
Like, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, all the big names either had a crash or already did a Grand Tour and won. You know, It's-
Right. Yeah,
I mean, everybody's got something that potentially could blow them up.
Yeah. Starting in Italy, which is an interesting decision.
We might be going to Florence, yeah.
Oh,
He gets to see the.
during the tour?
No.
September.
Oh.
but they had enough tension already.
Yeah.
They just finished their own tour. Why do
Yeah.
they need Why do they
Yeah.
need this one?
Yeah, what the hell?
And the finale in Nice, as opposed to the unofficial Sprinters World Championships, which kind of makes me sad. But I understand it due to the Olympics that they cannot have the final. And wow, that beer is really pouring slowly. I'm looking at, and hey, I gotta switch out the CO2.
You want to
tonight.
check the PSA?
Yeah.
Got a glove.
Yeah, I got
Hey
it.
Sam, could you grab my fridge and tell it to turn its head and cough?
It's a different test.
I'm going one for one.
Sorry, I was just
Turn it.
going for the only one I knew.
I'm going one for
My
one.
doctor
with David.
keeps asking me to do that, even when I say it's a headache.
Shouldn't have done that since you were a kid.
White roads, quote unquote, on stage 9. There are 14 sectors of white roads on stage 9. Are we cool with that, or does gravel not belong in the tour?
What does white roads mean?
Gravel.
Gravel.
roads.
It means
they're-
that the roads themselves, I'm making this very clear, are a pale white color,
Yes.
not the people.
Huh.
I
Well,
just really did
this
want to be
is-
very clear about
This
that.
is in France.
Just
Yeah, so
enter
there's
this
a good
section
chance.
and it's all fucking red baseball caps.
I just want
all
to be very
screaming at you, just going, get the fuck out of my road. No, it is.
clear. They're gravel roads in Italy. That's what they call it, the Stirato.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's
just-
going to be exciting. Like, I think
Yeah.
that they
Really?
usually have.
I mean, we've
some
done
sort of-
pave,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's gravel or.
Do we? Is it a gimmick?
No,
No.
I don't think
I
so.
think it's
No?
a nice change to the things. It's like you look at when, oh my God, who's the shark of
Yeah, Messina.
yeah
Yeah.
that
Nibali.
dude
Nibali.
Nibali.
Vincenzo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow,
Vincenzo.
That's all
yeah,
right.
these are strong.
Yeah.
When he won, like all those other guys crashed out right on that stage.
It's the end of Chris
So
Froome.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm interested to see how Jonas Vingegaard handles a stage of that, because we saw the last time there was a certain stage that was predominantly flat but had some interesting surface to it. He really messed
They
it up.
flatted like 4 times.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see the difference, because we all know what Tade can do on.
Yeah, and
Gravel.
Strada Bianca went
Yeah.
really well this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
5-minute lead over
Yeah.
Jonas.
And calling his shots. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I love about our modern time of bike racing. It's become another thing that my wife and I were discussing during Unchained is how it's not so mathematical. It probably is, but it's not as blatantly mathematical
Yeah.
as it used to be, and in those analytical years. And I love that there's a little bit more passion involved. And I think that's why the whole thing coming out of it with Matteo and talking about Groupama FDJ versus the Jumbo Visma back then, talking about the fact that everything is done scientifically and they're more racing by the heart. Now, which one is more successful? The one that is more mathematical and scientific. But I love the racing from the heart. I love the passion, and I love the emotion involved. And I want us to stick with this. And a guy like Tade, I think, is one of those guys, and that style of racing. Even though I'm sure it was probably highly calculated and to the last drop of blood. So
What do you mean by that? the last drop of blood.
I don't mean anything.
All right.
I don't know what you're talking about. 8 flat stages, 4 hilly, 7 mountain stages with 4 summit finishes and 2 time trials, 25 and 34K. Favor anybody other than the obvious?
Well, the last time trial is going, at Nice, they go over as in it's just like if you watched Paris-Nice, that area by Nice is hilly. You get, you're right at sea level and you go up. There's some decent climbs. I think they got a couple good climbs in that TT. So it's not going to be, it's going to be come down to the leaders, and hopefully it'll come down to, if it's close enough, it'll be like 89. I think that's their prerogative. It's unfortunate because it's always fun to see the sprinters do the last day and be, a big party on the way.
Yeah.
But I think this could potentially be a big decider if it's close. So
we had a time trial on the last stage a few years back. A little guy by the name of Greg.
Yeah.
Had a good finish. Had a good finish. That was I miss those days. Podium. Is there anybody who can topple Tade other than elbowing him and shoving him to the ground, or Tade happens to turn around at the last second and try to give a local directions on how to get to the Centennial Trail? You didn't even hear that.
Yeah.
Or you just did I hurt you? Did I hurt you with that one?
No, actually, I think that was really strong.
Oh, sweet. Hey, everybody. It's time to fuck with Sam.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
What's up, bitch?
Oh, no.
He roofied you.
yeah, he roofied.
Oh, my God.
Anybody who can beat Tade, name him.
Jonas.
No.
Can he though?
That was just like a dead.
Guys, I still think that looking at the injuries, everybody is overblowing these for somebody that's so young, healthy, and active. When I look at this, he's probably been secret training for a long time.
Secret training.
What,
yeah, where you.
What are you, a doctor or something?
I'm just telling you. I don't think. I think
injuries.
everybody's
These
looking
injuries
at
aren't
these.
anything.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
he's
they're
a
a big.
doctor.
They're a big deal. But he's a young guy. He's got an amazing reserve.
Rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Well, essentially, I think we're there's been this whole story about he popped a lung and he broke some ribs. He's not going to be ready for the tour for a long time. But I don't know. I think he can do it.
I think it would be close.
I think he's going to be close.
But I think Tade's on a different level this
Yeah.
year. I mean, his success, that's the only thing.
I think
he's been
tired.
racing. Tade's got that. There's a battle fitness that you get, I think, when you race, and even at an amateur level.
I mean, that's the variables. We don't know anything about how Jonas has been racing.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been.
Have we ever seen him have a bad day, though?
But I think that
David, are you into the do you know do all doctors know the pills that'll repair a punctured lung and shit like that, super fast?
Well, there's little
Are
secret.
they cool? Are they cool?
We don't
You
give
got any
them to
in your
everybody.
pocket?
We don't get but we can't give them out. On
damn it!
On air.
On air.
What do you
After
get,
the show.
Is it a Schrader or a Presto?
Yeah, which one do you want? Schrader or Presto?
But
Hey, I got sealant in your lungs.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that if you look back on last year, we don't have a true comparison of the two riders since 2022.
Exactly.
Right? Because last year it was Tade was under,
And this year is again not that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things. It is going to be very interesting. I agree with David that if anybody is going to do it, it will be Jonas, and I wouldn't honestly count him out. I'm not.
No, I'm
man,
not either.
He could totally show up and just rock it. But
I was kidding. I feel fine.
I don't think he has.
Yeah.
I don't think his team and the luck of the team is more of a drawback than Jonas being a question in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of shuffling around. You got Sepp pulled out at the last minute. You've got all these kind of unknowns, and I think that's going to have more of an effect than maybe Jonas being fit.
I think this year we're going to see what happened to Tade the past 2 years is that Jonas Visma Lisa Bike has brought the strongest team for the past 2 years. This year they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that we are going to now see, because we've talked about how 5 of these riders can take all of the podium. And so I think we are going to see them, one guy have to now begin to track down a lot like Tade's had to do over the past years.
Whoa, he's got Wout. Just saying.
Yeah.
But
Wout is
For
kind
so
of
long.
Wout did crash earlier. He wasn't in the Tour of the Basque Country.
Scapula, though.
weeks
Like,
prior.
who needs a
Yeah.
scapula?
Yeah, just take it out, bro. Like,
Yeah. Have you seen his legs? They're fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's a waste.
I'm gonna
I'd
die
say-
on this hill now.
I say what we do is we just start removing unnecessary bones
Yeah.
and making the rider lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my weight loss program. I'm gonna just start.
12th rib.
especially with electronic shifting, what you just need these 2 fingers,
Exactly.
really,
2
right?
fingers,
What
yeah,
you got?
correct.
Disc brakes. You don't
Yeah.
need the edit. What are you
Just
using
be a
these for?
little claw boy.
Yeah.
You could probably get rid of the end of your thumb too, like the distal
Well, I almost
part.
did.
Yeah, well, you almost did, but like you don't even need that to like hold on. You just need the
Yeah.
you don't need that. Yeah, just cut most of it off.
Thanks, Benedito's, for the beer that is flowing magically tonight. Any
slowly.
we kind of discussed our American hopes. Oh, so here's the deal. Here's the competition, and our listeners want to know this one because everybody is involved. Everybody can get involved. If you are on our Facebook group, I can't believe I'm still using the Facebook group, but that is a great way for you to provide us with your votes and your teams. Yes, there are fantasy leagues out there, and all things have far better high quality standards of points gatherings and knowledge and people who understand shit. We're not that person. We're not that group. But we always do this, and we create this every year, and it's kind of fun to do. So the rules are this year. You get to pick 2 leaders, which is more than normal. I used to allow just only 1 leader because I have a feeling that everybody's going to pick at least Tadej Pogačar, which is fine, which would negate that unless you're a gambling person and you want to pick 2 different leaders and, secretly do chants and create some sort of a, homage in your living room that wishes ill upon Tadej Pogačar. You get to pick 2 leaders, you get to pick 1 sprinter, and you get to pick 2 opportunists. And opportunists is sometimes a vague area, and some people tend to pick like second-tier sprinters or even sprinters. For example, I did, and I need to get approval for that. But you can provide us with your 5-rider team via our pack filler Facebook group, and it has to be obviously before the first stage starts. Other than that, we'll keep you in. Points for stage wins are going to go 5, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go 4 deep. So each stage win gets 5 for the first, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. I know it's going to sound difficult, and there's some math involved. The final jerseys, if your rider gets yellow in Paris, in Nice, you get 30 points.
Either one of your riders.
Any one of your riders. If one of your riders gets green or polka or white, you get 20 points. So that could crush the entire thing if you pull that off. So total points win bragging rights, and the loser has to be punished. Last year, the punishment was horrible. The beer mile in see-through effing white shorts. I didn't realize you could see my religion, my pubic hair control, everything like that. How,
Therapists across the globe have been hearing about this.
right?
Yeah, like
was
everybody
bad.
who had to see you, they've been
It was
talking
bad,
to
and it's on
therapists
video. Yeah, so we need to decide upon what the punishment should be. We probably don't have to pick it now, but we could, and because maybe just everybody
Yeah, we need
watches
some thinking.
one person do the beer mile and throws beer at them.
Yeah,
I think we need
squirt
some
guns.
thinking.
The squirt guns. We
Full
need
of
to
cat urine. I got
Okay.
a lot of it.
I'm dropping out.
I quit.
Nah, you're all in. You're all in. So there we go. So let's pick our teams, and I will go first because I had time to do this earlier today. My leaders. I'm obviously picking Tadej Pogačar for one of my leaders because I don't want to completely get destroyed. God, keep the Riverside down, man. Keep the Riverside down. And I am also picking my second leader is Primož Roglič.
Bastard. I got to change them.
Yeah, okay, you can change. My sprinter is Michael Matthews. I'm going a little bit outside the norm, and I'm probably going to lose a lot of points because of Jasper Philipsen.
But overall, could pay off.
Could overall pay off. My outsiders are, now I need approval from you guys to pick Mads Pedersen as one of my outsiders.
I think that's
Technically,
fine.
he's a sprinter, but okay. And Derek G is my other outsider. I am picking from Israel Premier Tech. He had a really good, he's had a really good season so far.
Who the
So
hell is Derek G?
well, there you go. Don't pick him
You can have him.
because I picked him.
Okay.
Those are my 5 riders. I'm keeping this. These are staying on the bar for the next 3 weeks.
All right.
Jackson, you want to go next?
I will go next. My leaders are Tadej Pogacar
Okay.
and Primoz Roglic.
Oh, shit.
Yep. My sprinter, Jasper Philipsen.
Oh, Jackson's going to win.
My opportunists, Matej Mohoric and Arnaud Delis.
This is where it's going to come down, is the opportunists, I think. Sam, are you going to be like, America?
No, I'm going to kind of regret my choices, but I'm going to stick to them because go America. Overall, Tade and Jonas. That's first and second. That's easy.
Oh, you're sticking with the Jonas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Jonas is going to get second. For opportunist, I did Nielsen Palace, go America. I would have chosen Matteo. I had a dash there, but he does have to play a support role, so
Yeah.
So the other one was Thomas Pidcock, which I'm really hoping that he just decides that he's like, hey, I'm really good at just picking off stages, and he lights up. Sprinter is Wout van Aert.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Paul?
Tade and then his teammate Adam Yates.
That's not a
So
bad
to
way
me
to
that-
go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Just in case
Adam
Tade
had a good
has a
Tour de
bad
Suisse.
crash or
Yeah.
something happens. My sprinter is Delis.
Okay.
Opportunist is Wout, kind of reverse of yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mohoric, so we kind of like
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're mixing it up. David, how you doing over there, champ? You all right?
I'm doing good.
We using too big words?
Two big words. I don't know, man. Okay, but I do think Jonas and Pogacar. And I would even put Jonas first. I'm just gonna say it now.
Wow.
I think he
Okay.
can do it, and I'm just dying on that hill now.
That's all right.
And then as a sprinter, this one's dumb, but I want it to be that Cavendish has one final season.
But
and
he's not
gets-
going to win like the overall, right? Like
I'm just saying it.
Okay,
You know
I'm
what?
just-
let him
Yeah.
play.
You
I mean,
wanna
you have
wear-
had 3 of those. So,
Do you
all right.
want to wear white shorts
No.
in a couple weeks?
I don't. All right, you're right. All right, David,
I
go
don't
ahead.
either. I know it's a bad choice.
No, yeah, it is a bad
Oh,
choice.
it's an adorable choice.
But aren't I known for bad choices?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I know.
You
it's
married
bad.
Danielle.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa! Way too far. Well, she married me, maybe, but like,
I hope she's listening.
Take that back.
I will
His
never.
wife is
I will
adorable.
never.
she literally
She's
made
a
you.
precious little
I
buttercup.
will never.
She made you a cake and left it in your
No.
fridge. That was the highlight of your week last
Anybody
week.
that
It was
knows
the
us
only thing that went well for
knows
you.
that I will
Somebody's
never
gonna
walk
get a
back
dick
on
punch.
that.
Wow.
Yeah,
from
her.
Kenzie.
No, from her.
Wow.
She's an angel. She would never do that.
Shut your mouth. You know she would.
I would grab
This
her
is why-
fist and punch your dick with it.
This is why I told her, why the hell are you making him this cake? I was like, he's a dick, man. Why are you making him a cake?
Walk in the room the other day, and what do I get greeted with? Her just looking at me like this.
Well, do you blame her?
Yeah.
I mean,
you
no.
just
Wow.
you just dissed her on the show, so
Yeah.
why wouldn't
I
she?
love her. I do not. Sorry, I hate her. Where were we?
I guess we're just
Outsiders.
He
Outsider, we're back.
needs to finish his picks.
Oh,
because-
David's outsiders.
I
Holy
picked
shit.
Remco and Palace.
Oh,
They're
that's
outsiders.
those are good.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I feel like my sprinter's the only bad choice, but I want
It is a bad choice.
I know, but I want
I think
But that's
Remco
a
is an opportunity.
He's going to win a sprint, but he's not
I don't
going to
think
be the
Remco's-
sprinter.
Remco is in essence a team leader, but I will give you him as an opportunist
Yeah.
because I just don't Jackson D. I mean, Remco just seems like he's going to be a
Remco's going to go for stages, so he's
Yeah.
not going to.
hopefully.
Remco's got the travel size of the travel size in terms of toothpaste here. He's got one good stage in him, and that's about it.
Yeah. God, that's harsh. That's
Same
it's
with
true.
Cavendish.
TT.
How's everybody watching? How's everybody planning on watching?
Just waiting for you guys
Do you have
to tell
to
me.
pay for the the Peacock add-on?
No,
If you're a cable TV subscriber,
If I'm
no.
if I have fully unlocked Peacock though, because I just got
No,
that
you're
with my
good.
new internet package.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
yeah, but you'll
Don't
have
tell my
commercials.
wife that's why I did it.
You'll have commercials. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm using NordVPN
Which can you use
on Flowbikes.
Flowbikes? Okay, I was gonna say HBO doesn't have it, do they?
No.
No,
Which
Max.
really bumps me out.
Damn it.
And if you I've tried to be nice to Flowbikes. I'm trying my best. It's just ugh.
I'm gonna ask you: do you have problems with their feed? That's only feed that, it buffers a lot.
They
I
buffer a
don't-
lot. Their situation where the hardest thing for me is I don't wake up at 4 a.m. to watch the stage. I want to get up at whatever time I get up and watch the stage. And if it's still going, it won't let you. It will immediately thrust you into whatever part of the stage it is. And sometimes that moment of the stage is showing the final fucking graphics of the stage.
Can you rewind? Once you get thrown into it, could you rewind? Could you hand that to Michelle and be like, Michelle?
No,
Yeah, I think you can.
but
You
in
can
some
push it
cases
back.
you can't. If you're watching, it depends on the device you're watching on. And I think we live in a world
Yeah. Oh yeah.
where this shit is attainable, and I bet it's some nerd. Give me 15 seconds. I can fix that. Done. Fucking do it, please,
Nerd.
I want.
Is this nerd wearing New Balances?
Freaking nerd.
There's
they
nothing
have a
wrong with
hoodie?
I
wearing
own
a pair of New Balances.
Do they have a hoodie?
No, these are on
No.
clouds. I have a pair though.
But I do have a pair.
I do too. They're kind of nice. They're comfortable.
They're super comfortable
Yeah.
and supportive.
And they're white, and I wear them
had
with my
way too
ankle high
much to drink.
socks, and I look really good when I go to the farmer's market.
Easy.
Nerd.
No.
No, and so I don't know. I will try the first couple stages with the classic NordVPN and going to that because I don't mean to bash the American commentators, but they do tend to tailor it towards an American audience who doesn't really know what they're doing. Bob is a great guy. Christian's,
Does Phil it's still alive?
yeah.
Is he doing? Because he hasn't. been doing
I don't know.
Anything with
I'm
Peacock.
sure Phil will be involved
Yeah.
in the commentary. And so that I don't mean to belittle those guys. They do their jobs.
He just fell asleep.
Did you really?
Yes.
He just did this.
Sorry, the
This
sound of
pervy
For
your
real?
voice.
Pervy
That was
pills.
for real?
Pervy
The
pills.
drone
is
of your
different.
voice is like a wash machine.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't know what to say anymore.
I love this. I've kind of stepped down from the throne just for a week. I'll be back next week and I'll rip your fucking legs out. But
that needs to be your motivation.
yeah,
To
exactly.
make me cry.
Exactly.
Before August 1st.
Exactly.
So I'm going to try, but we'll see if it happens. But I will admit that Peacock is a very, very easy platform to access. You turn it on, it'll say
It's
right in
brainless.
the opening screen. It will say start from beginning or join live. Fucking flow bikes. Okay, I'm off. Okay. Do we have any segments tonight? I know we got Waple segments. We're clear on the other two?
We had
Jackson
ours last
gave me a
week.
cut
Yeah.
fingers. Okay, so our segments tonight are brought to us by nobody because I didn't plan on segments happening, and so segments are brought to us by the Pack Filler online store. Buy some shit, please,
yeah.
because I got stuff.
There's cool shit on there.
Let's check in with Ask Dr. David, and I'm a little upset about this one, you asshole, because you intentionally picked this story.
I've been thinking.
Pulling the curtain open. Let's see how you are with a couple beers in your gut. Aging and training intensity was the topic that was brought about. I remember. I think we a long time ago, back when Jack was on the show, talked about the fact that for people, quote, our age, unquote, training every day is not a very smart way to go about it. And I'm programmed personally to think that Monday's mildly easy, Tuesday sprints, Wednesday's distance, Thursday's intervals, Friday's mildly easy, Saturday and Sunday you do race efforts. I mean, that's 5 days a week. Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah. Well, that was like this is why I think it matters. The reason this is relevant right now, last year there was a paper published in Europe about cardiac outcomes in athletes, specifically relating to heart attack and AFib, or coronary artery disease, coronary artery disease and AFib. And they looked at athletes who were probably predominantly runners, cyclists, endurance athletes that were doing long efforts multiple times a week, and looking at things like there's this thing called a coronary calcium score that you can talk to your doctor about if you're ever interested in it. It can tell you about maybe like your plaque burden in your coronary arteries if you're worried about having a heart attack in the future. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, well, we did just meet somebody, or we know somebody that last year, an extremely high-performing 50-year-old athlete who had a heart attack. And this is why this is relevant. So what this study looked at was, incidence of coronary artery disease and atrial fibrillation with relation to exercise. And what they found is that predominantly the risk comes with intensity, not with duration. And so the older we get, and again, the age is unclear.
That's not really a problem for Pat. There's some intensity.
Well,
in
intensity is
You
go for a long
personal.
I'm back.
Intensity is interpersonal, so I'll talk about what kind of parameters you could look for. But again, the age is not defined. Like, we're not saying after 45 or after 50. We don't have that information yet. But as we get older, it appears as though the more intense exercise is what is driving the higher incidence of atrial fibrillation than you would expect in athletes, and the higher incidence of coronary artery disease than you would expect for an otherwise healthy athlete. It's not the duration in which you exercise or the frequency, but it's the intensity. And the intensity would be something that you could measure by, there's something called metabolic equivalence. It's nothing that anybody needs to worry about, but like, if you can talk, you are not exceeding the intensity that would put you at risk of coronary artery disease or atrial fibrillation. So if the majority of your exercise is in whatever zone, you guys all talk about the zones. I don't know the zone.
Two would be it. Yeah.
Yeah, 2, whatever. If you can have a conversation with maybe some breathlessness, you're not in that zone where you're at risk. But and again, this is if you're doing this frequently. So in the people that had the bad outcomes, it was more than 2 times per week.
Sorry, I have a listener question. Was this done on both men and women?
I believe this was men. I am so sorry that I don't know the answer to that.
Embarrassing.
That's okay. No, that's okay.
Yeah, you can't control the study.
Well,
Yeah.
but they actually they publish no, but that is, I don't know it well enough, but they publish statistics about age, race, gender, all of that.
Is disclosed.
So that is part of it. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But
are you like a doctor? Don't you know things?
So the reason that I think this is interesting is because we have to start thinking about, like, as you get into your 50s and 60s, how you should train. Like, should you be doing intervals 3 times a week? Probably not.
Don't look at me.
But sorry.
You can look at
It
me.
doesn't mean
you can look at me.
It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing high intensity exercise, which pushes your VO2 max, and we know that higher VO2 max helps you with longevity. Mm-hmm. But the amount of times you do that per week might need to be altered. We might need to be doing it 1 to 2 times per week, not what you just described was about 3 or 4 of your workouts were high intensity workouts. And so you might need to tailor it back and focus more on zone 2 as we get older. And again, I don't have perfect evidence or data for everybody on this because it's not there yet. But reducing the amount of zone 5 or 11 or whatever you guys do
Yeah.
11.
whatever it is you think you're doing when you can't
This
breathe.
one goes to 11.
Yeah. Reducing that as we get older and focusing on, again, just enjoying being on the bike, and then like a few hard efforts a week and maybe like one race a week, and just being happy that we're out there. If your goal is to not, die of a heart attack or have atrial fibrillation, which is my goal.
Well, some of that has to be genetic too, right?
This is just
So you can
looking at.
Can you do tests? Because I'm just gonna my colonoscopy.
Yes.
They had to adjust
Just
the heart
perfectly
rate
clean as a whistle.
because the alarm kept going down because I was like below 40. It was just beep beep. Renee was like resetting because So that genetically
Renee was in there for your
Wait, she
colonoscopy?
she was there for it?
She did it.
No, she was my driver, but she's
Oh, I was gonna say that's a
No.
that's
the
crazy.
driver of the
they let her do
probe,
that.
or like, what are we?
she's done with that. She's an ER.
Friday nights from the condo in downtown Spokane. Yes.
Was there a whole fist up there, Doc? What's going on?
What they were talking about in this study, which if anybody wants to read it, it's called Mark 2. They were looking at coronary artery calcium scoring, which is something that you can have done. It's probably not covered by your insurance in the United States because
that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. Like lots of things, but it's it's a thing that you can have done. They'll tell you about how much calcium is in the arteries around your heart, and you can use that to extrapolate how much coronary artery disease you have. And so if it's something you are really worried about, that test is somewhere in the range of like $200 to $300.
Wow.
To have done out of pocket. So it's not terrible if you have that amount of disposable income. With regards to the atrial fibrillation side of things, there's not much you can do to figure out what your risk is. That's something that unfortunately you have a crazy night drinking whiskey with the boys and you wake up in atrial fibrillation.
Well, thanks a lot, David. That
Nailed
that basically,
on the
the
head.
last 4 minutes of my life was completely fucking wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, I can always talk when I'm riding. Even in zone 11, I can still scream, "Fuck yeah!"
So
Like Ben O'Connor.
Does that count?
I'm gonna be honest. When
Isn't
I was
that what Ben O'Connor
that's
did?
exactly what he does.
Yeah.
when I was reading this, I was thinking there are very few times where I cannot talk.
Yeah.
Like
No,
even
it's
in
conversational
a race,
pace. It's aerobic levels is
Yes.
what they're talking about.
but
Yeah.
like even in a crit, I can usually talk to somebody.
Yeah.
There may be moments where
Yeah.
I can't.
You can insult someone's mother at any given point in time. There's
Until you're my
always
age, you're not going to be able to.
Yeah.
That's
There's
the thing.
always
difference,
the
yeah.
ability to insult someone's mother. Come on.
Yeah. Doesn't take much air.
It takes
for
about
that.
6 laps. You next lap.
Yeah.
Piece of.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot to indicate why I flipped somebody off after your crash, Dave and Sam, because these drivers stopped behind us and hit their flashers because you crashed, and they were so cool and they were waiting and basically stopping traffic, and so we got everybody picked up, and then they drove by us, and the passenger guy rolled his window down and went, "Ha ha 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 ha, woo!"
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I flipped him off because I was just like going,
That
"My
was well
friend."
deserved for him.
No, I think
Fuck
he was
you.
saying you missed the part where he says he's got a
okay,
nice
I thought you were saying it
ass.
was well
Yeah.
deserved for me to get that.
No, I'm saying it was the the middle finger. That guy deserved it. That's
Yeah.
a dick move.
That's a dick.
And
move.
then the driver who had stopped turned around and was flipping me off in the rearview mirror, and I'm like going, I thought we were friends. And then
How did this escalate so fast?
your douchebag of a boyfriend who apparently is
Yeah.
too drunk to drive home.
God, I want to be there for those moments
It
just
was
to really
bad.
show everybody that like, whoa, we should like this is a different type of person.
Yeah,
I really want to
it
like
was-
make somebody feel that way.
It's funny
Who?
because I looked at it.
Me, I
differently.
want you guys to think like, whoa, Jackson unleashed on that dude.
Would
Yeah.
you? Would you have really?
There are certain
I
moments
think he
like
would've
that.
lost. I think he
I'd have
would
been
have.
so proud. I just
Like
want to see
gentle
the
moments
Hulk.
where
I wanna
everybody's
see
like,
the Hulk come
oh.
out.
like I want like
You see your teammate go down, and then like somebody does an ass thing like that. It's like I was just sitting there and I'm like, I didn't even like. I know it happened, but I was like, I'm so done.
Yeah.
As you said.
we got 2 minutes left. Can we bump you for a week?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you're too drunk to respond.
Yeah, I couldn't even formulate words at this point.
Okay. We first of all, the Tour de France challenge starts this Saturday.
Is that accountant in Texas still going to take?
I sure hope so,
I hope.
because I
I
am
don't know
terrible
his
with the
name.
math.
Yeah, we screwed it
Please.
all.
I always love that every
up.
year he's just like going, you dumb
You
assholes.
idiots. Learn how to
you guys are
add.
idiots.
Numbers were
And
not
he
your
sends the
strong
points.
suit.
Yeah, exactly. So I just hope he's still involved and online. And I've been told there's a new theme coming. I've reinvigorated.
Yeah,
Fire
that's
is
a
there.
word.
Let me get you another.
Lance is working on a new theme for us with a fun energy behind it. So before David gets up and goes pee, or if he's just peeing right there, you never know. Could be at the end of the bar. We do have our final question of the night. So and it is a one or the other. What is would you rather? Would you rather? And it has to be done in 1 minute and 19 seconds. Okay, so everybody has to respond. So the question is, would you rather always be climbing or always be riding in a headwind? Jackson.
Always be climbing.
Sam.
I'm pretty fat. Like probably
Bro, headwind, come on.
headwind. Yeah.
Headwind.
Jesus Christ.
Paul.
Headwind if I'm riding with other people. Climbing when I'm by myself.
Okay, that's good theory. David.
Definitely climbing.
You would be a climbing. I am 100% headwind.
Yeah.
I am a 100% headwind.
The Clydesdales. We get it.
At least you brought me down with you on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
nice. It's not like going,
Yeah.
hey, I'm fat and so is
Yeah.
fat. This brings us to the end of another Packville podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe. It truly helps us boost our power. Drop us a review on your favorite podcasting platform because that helps even more. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thanks to Benedito's for providing the lubrication for our concert.
I'm in a better mood
Conversation
now.
this evening. Yeah,
Yeah.
We
exactly.
could just get some CO2. God damn it.
Good night.
Don't let the beer go bad. That pills is sacred. That thing is...